The Eurospire framework was created by artists, educators, and employers to recognize and validate essential professional competencies gained through work experience and internships in certain sectors of the creative and cultural industries in Europe. So far, the framework has been used for three key worker profiles: the apprentice, the competent worker, and the expert worker. The framework can be used in three important ways: to check the achievement of required competencies for a specific profile, as a learning agenda to achieve a profile at the next level, and to identify transferable skills for professional mobility. Freelancers, employees, and apprentices can achieve this professional validation online. After enrolling as a candidate, you will be able to access the program, tools, and guidelines through the online learning environment. You will be allocated a mentor and gain support to prepare a portfolio of materials that can consistently demonstrate each of the required competencies. There are 9 simple stages in this process. Stage 1. You will make contact with your mentor and be given an overview of the validation process. Stage 2. You will compile a validation portfolio of materials that demonstrate your competencies. The portfolio can include audiovisual excerpts, photos, links to blogs and websites, reviews and articles, witness testimonies, and reference from employers or contractors. These materials must have a direct reference to you and your work contribution. You will need to consider if the competencies are currently used by you and have been gained during the last 2-3 years. If the action, behavior, or documentation in the support material are valid and match the competence being reviewed for the appropriate profile. If the support material is authentic and has been produced by you, if it has been computer-generated or incorporates a team effort, your role and contribution has been clearly identified. If you have included sufficient support material to make a judgment about whether you have demonstrated the relevant competence consistently in a range of appropriate settings as required. We commit to ensuring a consistent and reliable review process across all candidates and over time. This is achieved by having 2 peer reviewers for each candidate and an external moderator to monitor and record all these aspects over time. Stage 3. You will use the self-assessment tool to upload your validation portfolio in the online environment. Then you can link relevant materials in your portfolio to each of the specific competencies. It is possible to link one excerpt of support material to more than one competence if appropriate. You can also insert other relevant information in a text box to inform and guide peer reviewers. Stage 4. The completed self-assessment tool will be given a final check by the mentor when you are satisfied that all the required competencies have been clearly demonstrated. Stage 5. The first peer reviewer, previously acting as your mentor, will then review your submission using the assessment tool in parallel with a second peer reviewer. If both reviewers agree that you have consistently demonstrated the competencies at the appropriate level, then you will proceed to the next stage of the validation process. If not, you may be asked to submit further material in order to progress. Stage 6. Then, you will be required to submit 2 critical reflections on your professional practice: a self-awareness statement that identifies your strengths and development needs, and a value statement that identifies the impact and influence of your own values on your practice. This can be uploaded as audio, video, or text files. Stage 7. The final part of the validation process will be a professional dialogue between yourself and two peer reviewers. This will last approximately 30 minutes or 45 minutes if you need an interpreter. During this dialogue, you will be asked some prepared questions with further follow-up questions to examine your professional contribution in more depth. Stage 8. You will receive feedback from the two peer reviewers who will record their decisions to validate your competencies in a peer review report, or to request further material or dialogue with you. Stage 9. If you have been successfully validated, you will receive a professional award with a certification at the appropriate level. Currently, thanks to the Aspire framework and the Aspire to Create project, if you work in the cultural learning and creative enterprise advice sectors, you can have your professional competencies recognized, validated, and certificated in this way. However, the Aspire framework could be used by other employers and employer associations in the creative sector or beyond.